Hi, everyone. I wanted to share how I use Microsoft Teams in my classrooms, whether it's online or in person. Now, if it's online, obviously I can't actually collect your papers. So you'll need to show work on your own paper at home, take a picture, and then upload it to Teams. Now, my in person, you could obviously hand it in. I am not known for losing stuff, but I find it's better to be able to tell when you turn things in, when you submit to Teams. So I'll show you how this works. Now, what I'm showing here is an example of one of my classes, both online and in person, use this same software. And here is one of the homework problems. And so I've taken the time to go through and work on this problem, and I've shown work on my piece of paper. So let me put in the answers here. So I'll have 216 and 2 and 45 and 15, and then I'll submit. Moment of truth. All right, so I've gotten all four correct, and you can see that. All right, and so then what I've done is I've taken a picture uh, of my work to show. And so I'll come to Teams. Now, normally I'll use Teams on my app on my phone, but for demonstration purposes, I'm using the online version of Teams. Now, it's the same thing, and you can do this as well, although I think there are a little bit more steps. You know, once I take the pictures, I have to upload it to my computer and then share it to Teams, whereas my phone, I'll just text the pictures to the professor. And so here is Teams, and I've set up a conversation with myself. And so I'm going to click this plus sign. I believe the app has a picture of a picture, you know, so many of you have texted your friends and your family, and so you already know how to text. This is almost exactly the same thing. So I'm actually, let's see, I want to, here I want to attach file. On the app, it says, you know, attach picture. Okay, so I want to upload from this device and go to my downloads. And here are my two pictures. I do one at a time, and it's going to take a minute to upload there. And I'm going to send it, one picture. And then here's another one. Okay. And then what I would also suggest that you do is say this is online homework unit R or whatever unit you're working on for my class. That way I know. And what you can see here is that it'll tell me that this was submitted today and what time. And let me show you what the work looks like. And so this is the work that I've done for this particular problem that I got correct. Here's one page, and I've kind of made it nice and neat and separated it and showed all the work there. And then I'll go to the second picture that I've submitted here, and I've showed the last part of that. So you can see this is the work I've shown for these problems. You could tell that I have not used a calculator, or I've used a calculator minimally on this particular problem because that's what it calls for. So for example, over here, I didn't really want to do that long division, right? So I did that on my calculator, and that's okay. And this one I did by hand, but you could see I'm showing step by step, and that's the point of the online submission of your work, is to show that, yeah, I've gone through this problem, I've done it step by step, and I've maybe used the calculator a little bit or whatever tool that I've used so that I can show, yes, I understand the process of solving this or simplifying that. Now, what's really nice for me on the teacher side is that when I received this work digitally, I'm able to pull it up on my laptop or my iPad, and I'm able to write on it and grade it and correct it, and then submit it back to you. That way you can look at your work that you have on your paper and you can um, rework the problem or start it over on another page. So there's lots of ways to use this um, software. This is one of the ways that I use this software. Now, I don't create a team, so all you have to do is go onto the app and start a chat with me. So just start typing in my name and my name should pop up and you should be able to chat with me. Now, you absolutely, when you sign up for Microsoft Teams, you have to use your CT State credentials to sign up for that. Otherwise, we can't really connect in the same way. If you have this app for your workplace, you are able to create another account or add an account using the credentials that you have for CT State. And just make sure you're going between both if you have a job that uses Microsoft Teams. Now, what I don't use Microsoft Teams for is you are working in your workbook, you're watching the video, you're recording your work on your pages in your workbook. I don't need you to submit the workbook pages. I'm assuming they're correct because you're watching, you're transcribing what's going on in the video. So let me give you an example of where not. So maybe you're watching this video here and recording your answers on this work here. So this is your workbook. It might not be for your particular class, but my workbooks are all very similar. And so you're recording your answers here. What I don't need is a picture of this. I'm assuming, like I said, because you watched the video, that you are recording that appropriately here. Now, you may go through a video and let's say you have no idea what the person's trying to show you in this example. You've recorded it down, but you're not sure. So that's an appropriate time to say, hey, I've taken a screenshot or I've taken a picture of this in my workbook and I'm not sure what part I'm doing wrong or what exactly they meant by this in the video. Sometimes the videos are me and a recording and sometimes they're other people. So the other thing you could send me from the workbook to Teams is if you're trying a you try. Now there are no videos for the you try. So if you're confused about a problem and you're working through it, and I've given you the answer for the you try because I do have the answer keys for those, and you're like, I'm just not sure what's going on here. Where did I go wrong? That's an appropriate time for you to take a picture with your phone and send that chat message over Teams. So not only is Teams used for showing work, but during my office hour, I'm on Teams, so you could chat with me on my online office hours during that time. It makes it go a lot quicker. We can talk a little bit more casually than you might in an email. And that's for the speed of, I'm trying to help you work through a problem or you have a question about something. So I do use Teams for my online office hours as well. Now, for some of my classes, I have my online tests. And for online tests, it varies from class to class. So, for example, my elementary algebra class, you will be submitting your online work in the same way you're going to submit your online homework for your test. Okay. Whereas for my quantitative reasoning class, because there is some writing involved with your assessments, you may have to submit those to Blackboard. And so just you want to pay attention to which class you're in and what I've indicated in announcements on how to submit your assignments. But if you're working on My Open Math, it is likely that you will be submitting your assignments to Teams after you put the answers in on My Open Math. So you saw how I did that with the online homework. It graded it. It told me I was correct. However, I took the paper, took a picture, submitted that to Teams to verify, yes, I did this work on my own. So I hope that clears up a lot of the confusion surrounding, what Professor Nohai-Seaman uses Teams for. Like I said, I don't actually create a Teams. I just use it as a back and forth chat message between me and my students that is time stamped.